Some kids of color don't know how to handle when they're feeling sad, when they're feeling stressed. They don't know they don't have the outlets to kind of handle those feelings.
A challenge I faced growing up was we kind of just lived within our neighborhoods. I didn't have the transportation or the resources, and I just wanted to do that. I wanted to explore. I wanted to do that growing up, and I couldn't.
One of my friends, his parents got into a divorce, and it's new for him. So he's been really sad and depressed about it. And I try to let him come over so he can get his mind off of it, and it does help him.
There's a lot of things that go around in Worcester, violence, all this stuff. Growing up, I was homeless for most of my life since my dad left. So, now I'm doing better.
I don't think that people fully appreciate the lived experience of what it means to be young and Black and male and talented with all sorts of potential, but more importantly, the kinds of daily challenges that they experience. What we really want the focus of the Institute to be about is to A, appreciate those challenges that they experience on a regular basis, and then provide opportunities to support them.
Well, our research has shown that despite the fact that men underutilize mental health services, are half as likely to be diagnosed with depression and twice as likely to commit suicide, we have found that under the right conditions, males will talk about what's going on in their lives and are looking for assistance with the stresses of living.
When I first came on board in 2019, I was encouraged to think bold and innovatively about what the Institute would do differently. And what I began to realize was we were kind of missing the boat in terms of where it was that young people were living and breathing and dealing with all this stuff, that I felt like, we have to kind of meet them where they are, and this is the world in which we live, and we need to catch up with them. So we've developed tools that speak to ways in which we can address an entire school body. We call those universal interventions. The first being what we call Digital Max 2.0, which is a social development e-learning curriculum. The second thing that we've done is we've also considered how difficult it is for young people and families and parents in particular to access the services that they need, the behavioral health services that they need for their child. And so we've created a behavioral health app, a mobile app, that actually facilitates that. The third thing that we've put together is a sensory immersion room. And so a sensory immersion room offers a calming space for a young person to connect with a professional in a way that can get them back on track and ready to learn. The last thing that's a complement of that sensory immersion room is the VR prototype.
With VR, we have the ability to look into, a particular disorder and say, what's the way to target that disorder using virtual interventions. And it is lightning in a bottle.
You want the one that has to do with anxiety.
Yep.
It's at the bottom, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? You
Yeah.
click that.
Oh yeah, I'm good. Oh
You're
wow.
good. Okay.
Olivia is scheduled to do it.
So we've got a character named Olivia who's struggling with anxiety, for example, and it's through learning Olivia's story, it's through kind of appreciating her struggle that those young people can actually vicariously learn through Olivia's story to actually help better manage their own anxiety.
Luce, what did you think? Did you finish? Come over here. Tell me what did you think about Olivia? Relatable. She's relatable.
The hope is that starting locally, that Worcester can be excited about being on that cutting edge with us and offering students within this county these tools that we think will be certainly beneficial to them.
Mess up here, so I think that was like a good little message too, and I liked how you could like look at her like as if you were a classmate and then like become her, because it kind of like puts it into perspective.
And did you kind of we'd love to be able to say that young people are having their behavioral health needs met and that they're healthier and better able to engage in those things that they are passionate about and what they find important in their lives. Beyond Worcester, we really hope that these are tools that young people across the country can benefit from, and even young people internationally.
We can share the interventions that we know work for Black and brown boys with school systems and other psychiatric facilities, detention centers, in communities.
When we think about what kind of world do we want a world that's just, we want a world that's caring, we want a world that provides equal opportunity to all of our children. And so in our schools, in our communities, this is where it happens. To not think about it as a moral imperative is a mistake.
I wanted to share my resources that I had to like other members of the community to make barriers disappear so everyone could follow through their journey with what they want to do, with what their passions are.